Yeah, so good evening. Uh, in this video, we are going to start a new course, which is nothing but new batch data structures and algorithms, data structures and algorithms with Python. Python data structures and algorithms with Python. So the prerequisite for this course is nothing but compulsory. You should have an idea about core and advanced Python. Core and advanced Python. But in this core Python is mandatory. Okay, in this core Python is mandatory. What about advanced Python means? So maybe the object-oriented terminology I'm going to introduce in linked list related tree data structures graph. So in that I'm going to implement these classes and objects, constructors, methods like that. So there I will explain how to use all these tools. So the first point is nothing but what? Prerequisite for this course is nothing but one second. So prerequisite is nothing but what? Core and advanced Python what we have. So next second thing, we are going to study this complete core and advanced Python. One second. So core and advanced Python is the prerequisite. And here I'm going to explain all these data structure related concept. The fees for this batch is rupees 2,500. And very, very important point, the timings of this batch is 9 p.m. 9 p.m. to 10 or 10:15 p.m. like that I'm going to take. But only add on I'm going to take at 10 o'clock. Okay. So these 3 days, 3 or 4 days, our classes will be there from 10 to 11 o'clock. But from Thursday onwards, Thursday or Friday onwards, our classes are going to be start from 9 p.m. Already we announced one batch at 9 o'clock. I am going to combine this batch with that particular batch. Okay. Next, one more important thing. Sir, what about syllabus? What about the syllabus? What syllabus we are going to cover? So this is nothing but the syllabus what we are going to discuss in our total curriculum. This is nothing but the syllabus. Let me explain for a few minutes about the syllabus. Introduction to algorithms, introduction to data structures, so time and space complexities, like what is mean by algorithm, what are the different types of algorithms are existed, we are going to see. Data structures, what are the classification of data structures, how we can implement the data structures, we are going to see. Then time and space complexities, how to calculate time, how to calculate space. So time means what? So how much time an algorithm is going to take to execute it? Okay, because for a single problem statement, there may be a chance of getting multiple programs. Suppose if I'm giving a task to any student, that student can develop multiple solutions for a single problem statement. In such cases, how you can able to analyze that algorithm, which is the best? For that, we are going for time complexity, and also how much time it is going to take. We can decide by using space complexity. So this time and space complexities are going to play important role in the data structures. We are going to see how to calculate this time and space for any algorithm. Next, and after that, recursion. Recursion, of course, majority of the students are going to take only the main definition of recursion, and maybe one or two programs, but the total data structures are going to run based on this recursion only. There are n number of derived concepts are there from this recursion. Okay, these algorithms are going to play an important role. Then bit manipulations, how to deal with the binary numbers by using these bitwise operators, what kind of applications we can develop, how you can able to reduce the time. Then backtracking. As a part of this, we are going to talk about n-queens problem, Sudoku, Ratan math. Okay. Then sorting algorithms, searching algorithms, divide and conquer. There are different types of sortings are there and different types of searchings are there. Then divide and conquer algorithms like merge sort, quick sort, binary search. Okay. Then dynamic programming, greedy algorithms, hashing, array list data structure. Up to this, we are going to discuss about only algorithms. After that, data structures. In Python, we don't have any arrays concept. Similar to that, we have list concept is there. How to implement that? String means what? So next and after that, linked list data structure, stack data structure, queue data structure, priority queue. So tree data structure, binary search tree, AVL tree, red black tree, graph data structure. These are nothing but the topics which we are going to cover as a part of this data structures and algorithms course. Please make sure that compulsory you should have a knowledge in Python. Otherwise, it is very difficult for me to explain at the same time. It is difficult for you to understand. Okay. As a first chapter, I'm going to start. I'm not going for introduction. That and all we will discuss later. The recursion part I'm going to start up to this. Do you have any queries means feel free to ask questions. Then I will directly start the session. Any questions? Any queries? Any projects? No, no, no. No projects we are going to cover. No, no. For resume, you can keep. For a resume, you can keep this. Okay. Data structures like that, you can keep. Okay. So, but you need to explain these concepts very clearly. Okay. Projects and all, we are not going to work on that. Yeah, the classes are from Monday to Friday. Maximum weekends, there won't be any class. Suppose if I'm taking, I will inform you. Okay. But please be ready to attend classes on weekends also, but not on every weekend. Any other questions? Are we going to learn theories only or coding? No, 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 coding part only. It is not really theory part. So I'm going to just give the demonstration, like matter of 5 to 6 minutes, I will explain the theory. Then maximum programs will be there because we need to see what is happening, right? Until we execute and we will try with multiple inputs, we can't finalize. Okay, so how it is going to work? Complete programs we are going to implement on every data structure, on every algorithm. We are going to implement the programs. Okay. No, no, no. Logic building course, a separate course is there. I hope you can see from our DurgaSoft website. Advanced logic based programming. There is one batch. Okay, so you can go through that later. Okay, it is not completely programs. For every theory concept, I am going to take some 3 to 4 applications. That's all. Okay. Lead code and all we are not going to solve here, but whatever input is required for that, I will explain. Because if you see, there are thousands of programs are there on stack itself. Okay, we can't go through all the programs, right? So the main applications I'm going to explain. Yeah, thank you, Akshay. The total duration of the course is around it will take 2 months, 2 months maximum. Within 1.5 months we can wind up. Okay, clear? Right. So now I'm going to start the session. See, the first thing what I'm going to demonstrate here is we will talk about recursion. We will talk about recursion. Sir, what is mean by recursion? Recursion is a process, okay, a process of calling a function or a method by itself, a function or a method by itself. So recursion means what? A process of calling a function or a method by itself. This basic definition you know very well. But before moving to the recursion, there is one small story is there in the background that I want to demonstrate by taking multiple examples. So first thing is what? I want to perform addition of two numbers. How I am going to write code? Sir, A1 comma B1 is equal to 10 comma 20. Then I am calculating A1 plus B1. The output what I am going to get for this program is 30 is the output. If you want, you can run py space test.py. What is the output that we are getting? 30. Sir, okay, program is working fine. Now, I want to do the same operation again. A2 comma B2 is equal to, now I have different numbers, 100 and 200. Is it going to work? Yes. So A3 comma B3 is equal to 1000 comma 2000 I am taking. So if I am taking A3 plus B3, what output we are going to get? 3000 is nothing but the output what we are going to get. Now see, sir, 30 we are getting, 300 we are getting, 3000 we are getting. Okay. So 30 we are getting, 300 we are getting, 3000 we are getting, as you can see. Okay. Sir, what is the problem here? Very simple. I am calculating addition of two numbers. But how many inputs are there? There are three different numbers are there. Every time we are calculating addition of those things. But if you see, data is changing, but the operation is the same, right? Here we are doing addition. Here also we are doing addition. Here also we are doing addition. If any concept is repeatedly required, remember my points very well. If any code is repeatedly required, there we are going to use the concept called functions. I'm going to define a function by taking a comma b as the inputs. Now I will return a plus b. Sir, what will happen in this case? I defined a function which is taking a comma b and it is returning a plus b. Now, how to execute this? Very simple. You can call the function by passing 1 comma 2. The output is 3. If you pass 11 comma 22, 33. Sir, if you pass triple one comma triple two like this, you can call any number of times. It will respond. But how many times we performed addition operation? Sir, only one time. This concept is called as reusable concept. That means if any function is available, again and again, we are going to reuse this. This principle is called as functional programming. How we can able to reuse the concept. Sir, I didn't save the program. That's why it is coming the same output. Now you can see, sir, 3, 33, 333, like this we are getting. So hope you understood very clearly what is happening in the background. Any questions up to this? Just I explained with the functions how the code is, without the functions how the code is. Any questions? Yeah, please feel free to ask your queries. Any questions? Right. So what is the next thing here is, listen carefully. I'm going to define a function. How internally it is going to work, I want to demonstrate. I have a function is there. Okay. So I'm going to print some message saying good evening. Like that, I'm trying to print a message. So what is my requirement is I will call the function. That's all. What will happen? The function is going to be invoked, right? But internally, there are n number of things are going to be happened inside this. There are n number of things are going to be happened inside this. Don't worry. I will explain with the help of example, sorry, diagram. That the diagram is very, very important. What is a diagram here is, observe carefully. So there is one person will be there with name PVM, stands for Python Virtual Mission. It will always called as, so init package, or I can say it is going to invoke main method. For easy understanding purpose, I will write the word called, it is going to call which method? Main method. And internally, whenever you are going to use functions concept, internally it is going to maintain one special data structure. What is the name of the data structure? That data structure name is nothing but what? Stack. How we are going to utilize this stack? Python virtual machine is calling which function? Fun. So corresponding entry it is going to store inside stack. Okay, so that what will happen whenever you are executing the program, first step is what? From here, the control is going to function and it will execute all these instructions, whatever present inside that. Again, it will come back. Observe my words carefully. From fourth line to the control is transferred to first line and it is printing all the content. After that, again, it is coming back to the original place. This is nothing but what we have. Okay, sir, I think so. You got very clear clarity how internally this recursion is maintained. Please confirm any questions from this. So no response from your side. I am seeing. Please respond. Please interact. Then only you can understand the concepts very well. Any questions? Everyone, please confirm. Right. Sir, I want to elaborate in detail. I want to elaborate in detail. What I will do is I am going to take one statement like um, program execution. Program execution started, or I will write main function. Main function. So otherwise function main execution started. Like this, I am printing some message. After that, so function main execution ended. Like this, I am printing some message. So whenever you are executing this program, what output we are going to get? It will print function main execution started and it will print function main execution ended. Now I am defining another function with name fun1. Inside this, I am printing the same couple of messages. Function fun1 execution started. Similarly, so function fun2 execution ended. Like this I am taking. Sir, meanwhile, I am going to call the function. What output we are going to get is very, very important here. Please see the flow of control. What is happening? First, the program will always start from main function, but in Python, we don't have any main function. So, except it is a scripting language, right? Except the function definition, whatever you have taken. All the rest of the things are nothing but what? Normal functions only, normal code only. So, the output for this program is nothing but what? First line number 5 is going to execute. After that, as I said, Python virtual machine is printing this fifth line. After that, it is calling some function. What is that function? fun1. So from here, the control is going to fun1. Observe my terminology. Then automatically it is going here. So function one execution started. It will print function one execution started. Line number 2 is the output. After that, what will happen? Function fun1 execution ended. So third line. And then function completed, right? Is there any other function that we are calling from this place? No. Then what will happen? It is concluding that function one execution completed, and at the time of completion, it will delete this entry from the stack. Again, it will report to Python virtual machine. Sir, please try to understand my words which I am trying to explain. So after completion of fun1, the control is reporting, it is deleting that entry from the stack, and it is reporting to Python virtual machine saying my function execution got completed. Then what will happen? Sir, Python virtual machine is going to check. Before this function call, there are some statements. Now those statements got executed. Then after this function call, what will happen? Is there any pending instructions are there or not? We have to cross check. Sir, is there any pending instructions? Yes, it will execute that instruction. So seventh line is going to be printed. This is nothing but the output what we are going to get for this program. But it is, seems to be very easy. But n number of things are going to be happened in the background. My conclusion here is how my Python virtual machine is creating this stack, how it is storing these activities, how it is going to push the data is very, very important thing. Up to this, do you have any queries? So let us execute this code. You can see function main execution started, function fun execution started, function fun1 execution ended, function main execution ended. Like that we are getting. So everyone understood this terminology, what is happening in the background? Please confirm, everyone. Good, guys. Now, just to understand the flow of stack, okay. Yeah, deleting part. If you see one more example, you'll get clarity. So to demonstrate how it is working internally, what I am doing is, so I'm going to take one more function, sir. What is that function is fun1 is there, right? Inside this. Again, I am calling another function called fun2. Sir, what fun2 is going to do? Maybe for our diagram understanding purpose, I am taking fun2 here. What message it is printing? It is printing function fun2 execution started. Then, sir, print of function fun2 execution ended. Like this I am printing. Now observe, friends. There are more number of lines are there to evaluate. So first a stack is going to be created like this. So which line is going to execute first? 10th line it will print. After that, the Python virtual mission is calling some other function. Which function it is calling? fun1 it is calling. Okay, fine. Then what will happen? Function1 execution started. Function1 execution started is going to be printed. Then after that, again it is calling some other function. Sir, from here, the control is going to next function. Then it will execute this line. Okay. Is there any other function calls? No. Then it will execute this line also, third line. So function 2 task is completed. Now, function 2 called by which person? Function 1. It has to report to the function 1. Then it will delete all the instructions. I mean, all the method call entries is going to be deleted from the stack. Again, it will report to function 1. Is there any pending instruction function 1? Yes, this line is pending, right? Now that line is going to execute. Then it will delete this entry because nothing is there to execute. Again, it will report to Python virtual machine. Now it will print this 12th line. This is nothing but output what we are getting for this program. So if you want clarity, just have a look once. First, main function execution started, then function 1 execution started, then function 2 execution started, then function 2 execution ended, function 1 execution ended, function main execution also ended. Like that we are getting. Okay. So I hope everyone understood very clearly what is happening inside the stack. So whenever you are calling the methods, what will happen? Corresponding entries are registered inside this particular stack. Everyone understood? Please confirm. Got it? Sir, I need response from everyone. If you want, I will take one more example. Don't worry. Clear up to this? Any questions? Please confirm, everyone. Sir, clear, everyone. Please confirm. Now, what I will do is, I'm going to take, sir, same thing with another example. I want to take same thing with another example. Like function 2 is calling another function fun3. Sir, please understand. This is the last example I am taking. So def function 3. What function 3 is going to do? So function fun3, okay, execution started. So then, so function fun3 execution ended. Like this I'm taking. Now I'm going to draw the stack diagram for this. See what will happen. Sir, first a stack is going to be created like this. So Python virtual machine, what it is doing? Sir, it is a calling internally. First it will execute this line. After that, it is calling which function fun1. Immediately in the stack that entry will be stored. After that, function 1, it is going to print this line, and this one is calling some other function. So function 2 is going to be called. Now what will happen? So function 2 execution started. After that, it is again calling which function? fun3. Like that, entries will be there in the stack. So now function 3 completed. Is there any pending instructions here? Nothing, sir. Everything completed. So now there is no work with function 3, right? Delete this entry from the stack. Why? Because we need to make stack as a empty for future purpose. Then come back. Is function to execution completed? No, sir. One instruction is pending. Let us execute that instruction and then delete this entry. Then come back. What is the recent method call? Function 1. Is there any pending instructions? Sir, yes. Now execute that pending instruction. After that, delete that entry from the stack. Now report to PVM. PVM will do any other extra activities and it will terminate. This is nothing but what will happen. Whenever you are creating a function, internally these things are going to be happen. I hope everyone got my point, sir. Any questions from this? Please confirm. Yes, please confirm everyone. Clear? I need response from everyone. Please confirm. Now let us execute this code and see really these method calls are working or not. You can see all the method calls are working perfectly. This is nothing but what we have.
Yeah, can you go back? Can you explain the stack again, please, sir? How it works means, I mean, first stack,
See,
first
first,
black, it, it was function 1, right? And then it's
first
function 2.
this
How it
line will
works?
execute. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Then function 1. That entry will be created in the stack.
yeah,
Then control is going here. It will print this line. Actually, there are 3 tasks are there. But after first task, we are redirecting to some other function, right? There the problem is coming. Why? Because the third line is not executed, right? When third line will get a chance? We don't know. That's why internally it is going to maintain a stack. What is the most recent call that we have made that is going to be executed? Got it?
okay. So the program will start from the print, according to you, right? Print
Yeah,
function. Then
these
it,
are functions, right?
okay, yeah. So it
So
start with
these
the
things,
print.
these things won't execute. First scripting, right? That's why it will start from here.
Okay,
So function 1 is redirecting to function 2.
correct, correct. Yeah,
From function 2, it is redirecting to function 3.
understood. Now understood. Yeah,
Now what will happen? In this direction, it is printing the messages, correct?
yeah, correct.
If any pending things are there, it will come from this direction.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Got it.
Understood?
Yep.
Now, I want to conclude one more example, but if everyone is clear with these stack entries, I will take one main program which leads to this recursion. Everyone, please acknowledge me one more time. Clear?
Yeah, for me it's clear.
Right. Next. See, my question is, I want to write some important points here. Note 1. A function can call another function. Correct? Am I right? Note number 2. A function can call same function again. Is it possible or not? Please confirm. So we are calling a function. That function is calling the same function again. Tell me, is it possible or not possible? Very good. Very good. Yes, it is possible. That part only we are going to discuss. Have a look once. DEF, FUN, FUN I am taking. So I want to print some message. good evening, something like that. After that, I am calling a function. Simple. There is nothing to print here. It is going to display a message saying good evening. But now my question is, after printing good evening, again I am going to call function. Now what will happen? Sir, first I want to demonstrate with the diagram. A stack is going to be created. So Python virtual machine is going to invoke the function. What is that function? Fun is the function. Then what will happen? From here, again it is calling fun. Sir, it is calling again fun. Okay. So it is calling again fun. It is calling again fun. Sir, is it a never ending process? Okay. Sir, everyone understood? Please confirm, guys. Clear? So this concept is called as recursion. Recursion. Sir, completely the stack is going to fill, but my stack is having some limited entries. Once if it is crossing, my virtual machines are not in a position to handle those. So that what will happen? Have you observed? It is printing up to certain level, but at last we got one message. What is that message? Recursion. Okay, recursion error. What is that message? Sir, maximum recursion depth exceeded while calling a Python object because you are keep on calling, you are keep on calling. What will happen? At a certain point, I am not in a position to hold that entries. That's why I'm going to stop. So these kind of things are very common. Sir, how to avoid that? For that, we need to write a beautiful code. So using that code, we can able to resolve these kind of issues. How to write that code? That is a very challenging task as of now for us. Okay. Sir, everyone got clear? Sir, clear, everyone?
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
So this is called as what? Recursion. So I'm writing the actual definition out. Recursion is a process of calling a function by itself. So this process is called as recursion, and the function which is invoked or which is involved in this process is called as recursive function. So the function which is invoked in this process is called as what? Recursive function. But sir, now I have seen there is a few controls are not stopping. Completely it is printing. Sir, what is the meaning of that? So based on stack entries, there are two types of recursions are existed. There are two types of recursions are existed. What is the first one? The first one is nothing but finite or infinite recursion. Sir, whatever example we have seen now is infinite recursion. Sir, we can write finite recursion also. Finite recursion means what? Which should terminate at a certain point. If I execute this program, it is a never-ending process. But I don't want that. I want to stop at certain point. For that, we have to write finite code. How to write that finite code? I will demonstrate now. So, do you have any questions up to this? Sir, clear everyone, please confirm. Right, sir. Now, what is the next example that I am taking is, so, sir, I am going to explain one diagram. Listen carefully, it is very important. Okay, because if you understood this one, all the remaining things will become very easy for us. See, I'm calling a function. At the time of calling a function, what I will do is, how many times I want to print, I will give the inputs. Sir, the function has to call how many times? 3 times. At the time of function, I will receive it as n. So this function, whenever you are calling, there are two activities are there. What is the first activity? It is printing a message saying good evening. What is the second activity? Sir, we are calling again the function. Now what I will do is, I will change this parameter. Now I am reducing with 1 unit. Can I take n minus 1? Yes. Now it is again a fresh call. Again it is going to come here. Now what is the value of n? 2. Then again it will print the message saying good evening. So it will be called for function by passing 2 minus 1, 1. Sir, again it will print good evening. So again it is going to call for function of 0. But my intention is what? I want to print 3 times. Sir, first time, second time, third time. I can stop here itself, right? Yes. When we have to stop, sir, can I say the value of n is equal to 0 means we can stop. This is called as a very important thing to stop the recursion. So whenever we are getting n is equal to 0, we have to stop. If n is equal to 0, we have to stop. Sir, how to stop? If it is looping statement, we can use break to come out from the loop. But in the functions, sir, remember carefully, there is one special word is there called return. We have to use the word called return to come out from the function. Now see what will happen. Sir, whenever we are executing, only 3 times it is printing. Only 3 times it is printing. Sir, everyone understood the functionality, how it is working internally. Please confirm clear. Any questions? So I explained only few things in today's session. What is the first point I covered today? Summary of today's class. What is the first point I covered? Sir, why we need to go for, okay, why we need to go for functions? I explain. What are the advantages of functions? Code reusability is the biggest advantage. So what is a stack? What is a stack? So how these stack entries are going to be made? Okay. So how stack entries are inserted and deleted. I explained clearly. Okay. Then, sir, how a function, okay, how a function can call same function. Then what is another concept we covered? Sir, what is mean by infinite recursion? And what is mean by finite recursion? Infinite recursion means what? There won't be any stopping point. Sir, finite recursion means what? At a certain point, it is going to be stopped. These things I covered, sir. Okay. If you are having any questions, so after today's class, I think you got about these points, whatever I covered till now. Any questions, friends? And again, I am repeating three statements. One is fees is nothing but 2,500. Okay. Next, the timings of this session is nothing but 9 p.m. to 10:15 p.m. 1 hour 15 minutes session will be there. The duration is nothing but 45 days, 45 days, working days, 45 working days we are going to take. Now, if you are having any questions, please let me know so that we will wind up today's call and we will continue tomorrow. Any queries?
Sir, recording sessions are provided.
Yes, recorded sessions will be given for you up to 6 months access.
Note sharing and etc.
Yeah, notes sharing is a lifetime validity. I am going to give via Google Drive. So that is permanent access.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Once if the registrations completed, payment completed, then we will start sharing videos, running notes, everything. Okay. And the demos up to Wednesday, demos will be there. From Thursday onwards, we will have our regular class.
Sir, I have one doubt. After learning Python, is it correct time to learn this DSA?
Yes, yes. Sir, it is independent of programming language. Okay.
Okay.
But same concept, whatever I am explaining, same story I am going to deliver in Java also. But instead of writing Python code, there I will write Java code. So data structure is mandatory, sir. One programming language with one data structure with your good logical skills. Then only you are ready for interview. Okay.
So after this course, maybe we practice regularly. We follow your session, right, sir? So do we able to crack any type of interview, or depend on practice? Is a lot of practice is needed?
Only because of practice. You will get a confidence level automatically.
Mm-mm. Okay.
See, on the recursion, we have hundreds of programs are there. Generally, what a students' mindset is, after attending these 45 sessions, I can solve all the 50 questions or 100 questions. No, that is completely wrong. So, for one model, we are going to take one program. For another model, we will take one program. Like that, minimum some applications with some different models I am going to explain. We can't expect tomorrow what model you are going to get. But if you think logically, you can solve that program. So generally, students' mindset is after seeing the solution of the program, then students are going to feel, Array, this is the easiest solution what we have. But at the time of writing code, they are not going to feel like that. Every program is easy only, sir. Only thing is programming language should be there in your hand. Then logical thinking should be there in your hand. Then appropriate data structure. These three things are there in your hand means you can crack any kind of product based companies happily. Nothing will be there. Okay.
Yeah. Can you explain the previous the examples that recursive thing?
Anyway, I will continue tomorrow, sir. There I will explain. Just go
Okay.
through the video. Anyway, I will revise. And one
Okay.
small thing I want to share with you people. What is that is in my previous batch, for every batch I am telling this example. In one batch, I covered 25, not 25, 30 operations on linked list. Even you can't see these operations sequentially in YouTube channels also. Even no book is covered these many operations. So we are going to start from the scratch. And I explained these 30 programs in all my batches. Suddenly one student made a message to me. So recently, 2 months back, what is the message is, sir, I prepared your lecturers very clearly, especially that linked list you have taken on weekend, completely 4 hours you spend on that. I watched that video 2 to 3 times. So I'm ready to write any kind of program, whatever they have given. But once if I go to the interview, there is one tricky question. So I was unable to solve because you didn't cover that program in these 30 operations. So simply just I send a smiley symbol to that student. Okay. So I don't have any arguments with that student. So what is the question that that student got is, so check whether linked list is palindrome or not. Really, I didn't cover this operation, but if you see, if I have a linked list like this, L2 is equal to L1 dot copy. We are going to make a copy of the linked list. Then L1 dot, so compare of L2. Okay. And L2 dot reverse. Sir, I covered copy operation. I covered reverse operation. I covered compare operation. By combining these three only, we are going to get palindrome, right? If they have given initially some elements, what you are doing with the same content, you are creating another copy. Whatever another copy you created, you are reversing that. Then original copy, this reversed copy, you are comparing. If both are same, it is pally, otherwise not. These three operations I explained in the program. So like that, you need to think, sir. First, you have to sit ideal and you need to read the problem statement minimum 2 to 3 times. Then only you will get a clarity. So I hope my example is making sense for you. In 2500 recorded lecturers also there. Yes. Just you need to pay 2500. You will get these recorded sessions, live classes, running notes, everything. Okay. But only videos 6 months access will be there. Yeah. Right, guys. Thank you for your time. So I will end the call now. So tomorrow, as usual, we will meet for the continuation. Sir, these 3 days you have to attend at 10 o'clock only. From Thursday, we will have, as usual, our regular sessions. Tomorrow, I am going to explain some applications, some theory related parts also. Okay. So don't miss another 2 days sessions. It is very, very important. Okay. So thank you, guys. Signing off.